Raw, SmackDown, and ECW present.
you forgot YJ Stinger?
Stacker 2 Energy presents
Snickers.
We just add all of the sponsors in there. I'm glad everyone gets to hear this. Stacker 2, Snickers, Slim Jims present.
God, they rocked the Stacker 2 for so long.
It's the JBC Kaboom Box Kaboom of the Night.
Oh god, Snickers Crunch of the Night. Yo, these companies need more of the night segments, like of the night, or like sometimes they would say of the night, but it's like a clip from 20 years ago for some reason. Like,
Bring it back.
Shit out of me.
Yeah,
I like it.
Why is this 20 years old? Randy Savage is getting featured on here. That's unusual.
I really feel like WWE used to have this big respect for its past, and they used to play videos all the time, and they used to make these moments seem so iconic, and then all of a sudden it kind of stopped, and like time just flies by now, and nothing feels iconic anymore.
No more nostalgia.
Guys, I was watching a Raw from 2003 the other day, and they had the Xbox and PlayStation sponsorship, and I was like, oh shit, base WWE.
That's wild. 2003 WWE was unreal. Again, I'm just saying, one of the first times so many people heard Evanescence Bring Me to Life was if you were a wrestling fan and you were watching No Way Out 2003. That was one of the first places it was ever shown. Wow. It was the first time a lot of people listened. Yeah. That's wild.
Personally, one of my favorite mid-2000s WWE sponsorship reads is, I'm going to share this one with everyone, but we're still not live.
You found it?
We're not live technically. But, I mean, I guess what does it matter?
I like how we did this. Can we do this every week?
I think I'm trying to see how it's going to look when I download the audio file. Usually it's very noticeable where the actual show begins, but we'll see. We'll see. Okay, well,
this is just for the exclusive for those watching.
It's exclusive.
Yeah, we can make this exclusive like the Lugs Food of the Week.
Nice.
Wow.
That took me back. It took me a bit.
That's a big one right there.
Or the YJ Stinger Sting of the Night.
Oh, man. Is that Yu Yu Hakusho I see in there? Talk about the deep cuts.
This is actually a great deep cut. It's my favorite.
Everyone watching and listening. There it is.
Oh wow.
It's also brought to you by Yu Yu Hakusho. Check this out.
Yu Yu Hakusho.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
Yu Yu Hakusho.
Do you guys remember the one where Jim Ross was just going crazy about Skittles?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Fuck yes.
Delicious, fruity.
Tasty.
You just
Those
know
are
Vince
fruity, they're
was,
Skittles.
Vince was in his fucking ear just being an ass. Louder, more passion.
Make sure you emphasize how fruity
passion,
and delicious
passion,
they are.
More energy, more passion, more energy.
Did you guys ever see the leaked audio of Jim Ross sitting there going, "Oh great, now we got to watch Creed, My Sacrifice one more time. Fuck off."
Yeah. How dare he?
And now, the WWE Slam of the Week is brought to you by Skittles. Share the rainbow. Taste the rainbow.
Let me just tell you right now that tonight.
I don't think this is what I thought it was. It's just regular Skittles. Well,
Hey, it's me.
not for long. fucking go!
Let's go.
It's Dirt Sheet Radio, baby. Dirt Sheet Radio, a wrestling newscast where we talk about the last 7 days of professional wrestling news and rumors. And I'm here with the guys. With the fucking guys.
The boys.
Jesus is here with us in the comment section. Thank you for joining us, my brother. But the boys, introduce yourself. Nick, Greg, Mac, do it in that order while I rush to the kitchen and light this up.
Yo, he's gonna go line up, but what is up? It's your boy Willie Dustis. No, it's not. It's Nick LaRocco representing. Make sure you go and follow me if you see me on Dirt Sheet Radio. I very much appreciate it and will love you always. I want to pass it on over to whoever was the next one in that line. I was just waiting to hear my name.
I'll tell you what, I'm Greg. I am the NWA World Heavyweight Champion of the Fifth Dimension.
Oh, damn. Wow. Okay. Well, I'm Mac, but as of today, you see that I'm Maxuke Blockamora. I'll block your ass if you talk any shit about AEW because it's here to stay, baby.
Oh my god.
Hey, there we go. Well, I mean,
TV deal.
Mac, you just kind of threw that out there. So, hey, should we just jump on into it, boys?
Yeah, man. Let's do it.
All right. Well, AEW ended up getting canceled. The haters were right. They were proven correct.
Great call by the haters.
Yeah, great. Yeah, great call by the haters.
The haters knew. Hey, but listen, the deal is official. There's a lot of terms set out there, but AEW and Warner Brothers Discovery have met on a proper agreement for the media rights, and Fightful and Variety and so many other sources honestly have just jumped on this. It's like there's multiple sources of information, but we do know firsthand that multi-year media rights deal set for upwards of $150 million a year. I think some that's been up now to 170. I've seen sources saying.
Nice.
So anywhere from 150 to 170. Either way, that's a lot of money per year. I believe it was reported at 3 years with a 4-year option on there as well, which will probably be more as those tend to go. Also, under the new deal, Dynamite and Collision is going to remain on TBS and TNT respectively. Aside from that, they also announced AEW programming streaming live on Max simultaneously for all U.S. subscribers and will be available on demand starting in January 2025. When the AEW pay-per-views, those will be available on Max later in 2025 for what they are calling a discounted rate. And it's worth noting that the marketing and promotion for all those pay-per-view events will be centered towards the Max promotions.
I can dig it. There's also a couple other things I thought were interesting about this. If you're listening audio-wise, this is John Escudero, and I'm back. Or Bobson Dugnut, if you're watching. If you're watching on video. So it was first reported by The Puck that the deal was looking to be around 170 million. So when the Variety report came out, the Variety report said 150 million. And then sources came out afterwards and spoke to all the, and when they say sources, I imagine AEW came out and told that she's like, it's 180.
Ooh, 180. There
it's
we go.
$180 million a fucking year for 3 years, and then like you said, an option for the fourth, which Dave Meltzer believes if AEW gets option on the fourth, they would get a massive raise for that fourth year. WrestleVotes,
4-year
yeah. Jesus, it was WrestleVotes that reported that
unless they get canceled with only 4 episodes left.
Actually, I thought it was really interesting that WrestleVotes came out and said that the source told them it was 180 million, and then Fightful came out and they confirmed it, or they confirmed that they heard it. Because I feel like it's very funny when they use the word confirmed over at Fightful. I think they're fair. Listen, I don't have a beef with Sean Ross Sapp as much as I did prior, but I think that it feels really rude and disrespectful when somebody reports something and he says they've confirmed it, because it's like, who the fuck are you? You're just like them. You've confirmed. No, you didn't confirm anything. You spoke with a source, right? You confirmed it if the source was the fucking WWE office, and at that point you can't call it a source anymore. You say you got it from the goddamn WWE, right? So it just feels funny to me when they be like, and then I confirm. Like, they'll be like, the news can come from an official source, and the motherfucker will be like, and we confirmed. It's like, that's actually quite annoying.
That sounds like a fight we almost had like a few weeks back when it was like Sony confirmed this, or like Sony didn't say shit.
Oh yeah, that was an
Somebody
argument
made
we
a
did
report
have.
that Sony said something. Those are not the same things.
There was there was a couple other things that I wanted to talk about in regards to this deal. Nick, what did you get? Was it just the regular headline stuff?
Yeah, just like a lot of the stuff that we got earlier from the Variety report, what they were going to be promoting up there for the Max deal, pay-per-views with a quote-unquote discount.
We got some discounted rates is what they called it. And again, I was telling Nick, when AEW first started, they locked into a deal with In Demand that, so you get AEW gets paid and then they split the money with In Demand, but the contract is that they have to charge $50. So now that we're on the other side of this, they have an opportunity to prove that they still wanted to give that fan-friendly price that they gave the rest of the world. Everybody else is paying $20. You would imagine that means it's going to be $20 on Max. But see, the report here says this is the follow-up report that came from Fightful, which had, I guess, internal reactions and things like that. They talked to people who work there and asked them how they felt about it. As it turns out, they didn't want to cannibalize their pay-per-view money, which is what WWE did with the network, right? But
and they can never go back.
No, and they can never go back. And the argument was that they might be making a lot more money if they were this hot right now and they were still charging, for pay-per-views. But the counter argument was that the ease of access to the WWE shows, thereby being free essentially on Peacock,
is why
regular
they're so hot.
Is why they're so hot. But again, that's I don't think AEW is in a big enough place to gamble with that, right? Especially if especially if the goal is to be profitable.
Yeah. They need to rebuild.
I'm not going to be paying $50. I'll tell you that much. If the discounted rate doesn't bring it down to the same price as Triller, I'll keep using Triller. But that being said, I'm also paying $12 a month for a VPN, right? So,
is it NordVPN?
It is now.
John, if it was, where would you find it?
If it was, because it obviously was, you would find it where I found it on comicbookclick.com. Scroll all the way to the bottom there. Get yourself a taste of what I've been doing, because you're excited for AEW on Max. I've been having the AEW on Max experience for the last 2 years.
Gotta say, boys, natural, smooth.
I was find those marketing opportunities, baby. Let's go.
Beautiful.
Now, John, I'm not really familiar because I don't really get to watch them. I'm either at work or, mostly at work. So let's not say that I do anything else. I don't. But
fair enough.
How much are AEW PPVs usually? Like $50?
So they're $50 in America.
Yep.
$50, and then for a long time in the rest of the world they were $20. And then a couple months ago, they did it so that it adjusts based on your global rate. But $20 is the base. Like $20 is what they want to charge for their shows.
Okay,
so that's why.
So if you have, it was $50 in America, and now you got to subscribe to Max. And what is Max? Like $14.99 a month or something like that, or $20 a month?
Is it now? I have it attached to my Hulu bundle.
Oh, okay.
Same.
Yeah, but I do too. So I don't know how much it is. I think let's just say it's
probably
$14.99.
Yeah.
So now if it goes down to $20 with the subscription and the $20, that's $35. So you're in there. So people will look at it and go, "Oh, you're discounting at $30," and it's like, "Nah, dog. Listen, you're already paying $15 for Max, so literally you're getting only a $15 discount."
Yeah.
But if you say, "Hey, we got it for $20," now people go, "Oh yeah, $20," and just forget that they're paying $15 for Max. So you're kind of in a win-win situation with that.
Jesus asks, he just wants to know if ROH is going to be on TV. I would say there's no mention of ROH at all, and I remember Tony Khan saying early on that WB wasn't really interested in ROH. They only wanted AEW brand.
And there was no mention of Rampage either.
No, Rampage is in fact going to end at the end of the year.
We were guessing probably by January.
They're saying that WBD sources say Rampage could possibly be picked up by somebody else, but I imagine that means if AEW was so inclined. Right now, AEW is, they're saying it looks like they're going to be exclusive on cable. So that package that they're selling with the other show in it is absolutely a broadcast TV package. So that rules out FS1 for people that were saying. Yeah. For people that were saying it was going to be FS1, that rules that out. If AEW does go into business with Fox, it'll be on Fox proper.
They have to now. He said it.
He did say it, and there was a report. Did we talk about that? Where Strickland was kind of drunk. He said they say he didn't know there was going to be a camera there. He thought he was just talking to a friend.
Just lit.
And
wrestlers need to learn to shut the fuck up.
He exposed. He was very. It was funny as hell. He was like, "Yeah, man, we WWE off of Fox. We taking Fox. We're gonna be on Fox." He was like, "Tony Khan is rich as fuck. He lets me do whatever the fuck I want." And I was like, "Swerve, what the fuck are you talking about?" Like,
oh man,
that doesn't impress me.
Like Tony Khan bought me 3 prostitutes. It was great.
He was networking though. Essentially, he was networking, and it wasn't meant to be caught on video. So you do, when you're networking, you do want to tout the shit that you got coming up. I mean, but if it's a secret like that, he probably should have kept that one to himself. But yeah, that the fucking Fox thing is really interesting because people are asking, well, how does it make sense that Fox would want AEW if WWE underperformed and WWE gets higher ratings than AEW? And the answer is you forgot to balance out the rest of the little calculus machine.
John, they don't all know calculus.
Shit, me either. But the fucking but essentially AEW programming. WWE programming underperforming in the ratings wasn't the biggest issue. It was that it cost so much. You see, Fox was actually pretty happy with the ad rates that they were getting for WWE, and they were just not getting enough profit from it. They were paying too much, so they were like, "Could we do this cheaper?" And they're like, and they look over to Tony Khan. He's got a smile on his face and a dog on his lap. I got a fucking puppy for you right here.
Here's an important thing to remember, folks. AEW gets automotive industry ads.
They do. They do. Yes. And WWE had problems with that for the longest.
18 that's 30 something demographic.
Mm-hmm. Wasn't there something in the early 2000s where beer ads wanted to advertise on WWE and they're like, no, we're PG 14 or whatever we are, and we're not gonna have beer ads, and then
we can't sell beer to kids, so
and they lost out on millions and millions and millions of dollars. And WCW was like, yeah, we'll take that shit. We'll have the giant come out smoking a Marlboro cigarette and a fucking Coors Light.
Not because he was giving up at all.
You cannot smoke on television anymore at all. Yeah, anywhere. Anywhere. It's crazy. Only in anime. But then even in anime, you don't see Bowen smoking cigarettes anymore. But getting back to the AEW WBD
surfer again.
Yeah, she's just stopped because they don't have cigarettes in anything.
I never even noticed it, honestly.
That's good. But
don't smoke.
Don't smoke cigarettes anyway. We fucking getting back to the deal, damn it.
The deal of life if you keep smoking cigarettes.
Smoke.
So obviously there was a lot of celebration online. People were so excited.
The Ultimate Warrior anti-smoking ad in here.
Don't smoke.
AEW fans in particular were excited to rub this in the face of every grifter, podcaster, old man.
Just say his name, John. Eric Bischoff.
But there's a lot of them.
There's more.
Eric Bischoff, obviously Jim Cornette. But I don't. I was like, did Jim Cornette harp on it? Did Jim Cornette ever say AEW wasn't going to get a deal? Like he said that shit.
I think so.
Why would he say that? That's so dumb. That seems outside of his expertise. Why would people even believe that? And like at least Eric Bischoff was pushing it, but Eric Bischoff was pushing himself as a businessman, and so people who don't know any better would fucking be like, "Well, he's got to be right. AEW's gonna die."
Jesus says Alfredo.
Yeah, that asshole, Alfred Konuwa or Kornua from the
I don't know
Forbes,
him.
JD from NY. I think like I never wanted to like I always liked staying in our little box in our little lane and I don't like certain people, but I'm a person. I don't have to like whoever the fuck I don't like. But I never really wanted to beef with anybody. And lately I've been feeling like some of these people need to be challenged. Like some of you some of you people been sitting up there for too long and nobody slapped you in your fucking mouth. And you think you can say whatever the fuck you want to say and it's okay. Like
John's just over here like mankind. Beefy.
Jonathan Coachman is another one, but Jonathan Coachman's just trying to get, he claims he doesn't fucking. I don't want to ever go back to WWE, and then the first thing he does is try to little bro AEW every time he sees a out of context clip that he feels he understands better than them. This is how they should have done.
Can we count Ice Cube's son?
Ice Cube's son at least comes off like a misinformed fan, and not even misinformed. Like he has his own opinions, but he's at least a fan. Until now they gave him an actual platform. So we'll see how he behaves. If he continues to behave himself like a fan, I'll leave him off this list. But you are on the border, sir.
You are on the list, Mister.
You know what's funny today was the Discord became like, it was, they're not getting a deal. Why haven't they announced it? Rumors started coming out months ago and it still hasn't been announced. Now that it's been announced, people are like, okay, well, they're not going to last more than 8 months. And it's like, dude, how far are you going to push back the goalpost?
I don't think you need to. This is the thing. This is what makes this cool for me now. Like, there's no need to engage them anymore. If anybody is still saying that right now, that's a complete, like, they've just exposed their misunderstanding. Like, boom, I don't know what's going on. Hello. And like, you don't need to fucking speak to them anymore. Anybody who still pushes any of those narratives, like, even if you move a goalpost, where does it land? What can you feasibly think of right now that makes sense? Like, that's a good argument that you have to engage because you can't just let it sit there for people to agree with. Sure. Like, I have to fight back on this.
But also, like, it makes me laugh in a sense because, like, when you start pushing back the goalposts, you start making all these claims about, like, well, they're not going to be here, they're not going to be there, not going to be so and so. It's like they are the de facto number 2 promotion in America. They can't get to number 1. So, like, what is this place you don't want them to get to?
Yeah, what are you defending against? Like, but listen, Greg, when they first came out, they said, they said they were gonna beat WWE. I feel like no.
Smash the throne.
No. The revisionist history with people.
Jericho thought they were gonna beat Raw at least, and you know what? He would have been right if they had kept their fucking momentum until now, because Monday's Raw had a abysmal rating, even though they adjusted it and it was slightly less abysmal. I don't even talk about ratings anymore because the ratings thing is so not even outdated anymore. Like, they're about to move to Raw. We ain't even gonna get numbers anymore.
Well, it's so hard to gauge. It's so hard to gauge the company in terms of ratings because it's just like, granted, I know they recently took them down, but for a long time it was just like you didn't have to watch the show live because it was gonna be on Hulu.
That's right. That's right.
And not even just that, but like the Hulu version is like a hour and a half shorter, so you don't have to sit through all the fucking bullshit.
Trimmed down for the fluff. Remember when was it Paul Heyman was running it, and it was like mostly jobber matches? So on Hulu, it got cut down like immensely to like 1 hour at total.
Yeah. He had a weird booking style when it came to doing a whole show. But
sir, it is a long-term philosophy.
I was thinking about AEW on Max. One of the things I'm really excited for is the video quality. You see, Triller has I don't know if anybody else who's watched on Fight TV, I don't know if you ever noticed, like, it has like these lines Like even when it's clear, at certain points it has like lines, horizontal lines going
I don't
across
think
the
I've
video
noticed it.
feed. You'll never unsee it. You'll see it if you pay attention. And I unfortunately do pay attention to weird things like that. But HBO Max has beautiful video quality. I can't wait to see that shit.
To their credit, I always thought for a live stream, I always thought that they had better like video fidelity than WWE does.
Yeah, that's true. It's just I don't know. That app is funny.
By the way, speaking of Max, I don't know if you guys have been watching it, but I thought it was going to be fucking poo from an ass, but it's actually heat. Is the fucking Penguin show? Awesome.
Very good. I never had a doubt that would be good. I just get funny when they're like, I need to make this grounded to be closer to reality. And I'm like, oh fuck me. He's a penguin. He calls himself the Penguin.
Oh, that.
That's not Danny DeVito.
No, he doesn't have to be a penguin. That's actually not very comic accurate.
Ozcom.
But anyway,
Ozcom. Oof.
Hey, well, just to finish off this AEW deal talk, it's finally there was something I was supposed to bring up too, but I was hoping that I'll remember it by now, and I haven't. It's funny. 3 shows two shows: the AEW Dynamite, AEW Collision, on Max, on cable, pay-per-views, discounted rate. Potential future shows, but I think that was always on the table. Like I think they've always had the ability to do that.
Are they going to simulcast them on Max while they're live on TNT?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so all right, so there goes the ratings fucking talk from people.
Oh, it's
now
over.
It's going to be non-existent. It's over.
Yep.
It
should be. It really should be. And you know why it's good? Because NXT came out on CW yesterday or Tuesday, and they were cutting it close to like 900,000. And I was like, maybe it's good to get off TV for a little bit for optics. Maybe we get the fuck away from here. Like, get away from those guys. They're trying to get revenge.
It's payback.
It's payback for 2021. That's
Just think about them, please.
But that's my attempt at a segue. I wanted to talk about that NXT debut on the
Chrome
CW.
era is upon us.
Honestly, next week's show looks better than this week.
Yeah, I had fun. I don't watch. I mean, I always know what's going on NXT. I don't have an interest in watching it weekly, but I definitely check out.
I'm gonna get the chance to watch it next week.
That's right. I will not get to watch NXT at all next week because I'm gonna be watching Dynamite, baby.
Title Tuesday.
It is Title Tuesday.
Title Tuesday. Okay,
and we have a post show to do. But I mean, generally, I don't think NXT is fun weekly because it's like it's very formulaic because we're teaching the kids how to do the stories, right? So you don't want to throw them off like that. So they throw them off sometimes, but it's not crazy compelling. So it's like, all right, it's all right. But this episode felt like
you weren't into the school gambling scandal?
I call it Hickenbottom High. It's a drama show, and it's high school, and there's a locker room, and the girls are mean to each other, and sometimes they take your coffee and they pour it in the trash. Why'd you do that? Because I'm a mean girl. It's like,
but John, like, what's his name? Is Tony D'Angelo is traumatized by his beating.
Don. He does have a match with Obafemi next week. That's probably going to be interesting.
There's no easy way out, John.
They're doing a Rocky story with that guy. He crazy. Oh shit! I didn't realize Nick was frozen.
I'm back.
I thought you were just chilling.
Today.
I vanished.
Because when you don't vanish, you freeze. You freeze until you come back.
Yeah, it disconnects me. I have like a little internet surge, and then all of a sudden I lose everything, and it's only nobody else is gonna know this. Like this is literally just for you, John. Like I see my little thing on the side there where it's got all of the videos.
Yeah.
And everyone else is just gone. I'm like, well, I lost connection.
Nice.
He's been removed from the experience. We're here in the future in our fucking Jetsons video call, and Nick couldn't keep up.
So long. I'm in the Flintstones.
But this episode of NXT was really fun. They had felt like a pay-per-view, but with, I think like less matches, like 4 matches on it. The main ones, the street fight, Zachary Wentz, Wesley, very good match. I think that TNA NXT thing, I don't know how that's gonna go on the CW because they went really heavy on it when they were on USA. They even had the nameplates with the Impact nameplates. But when Zachary Wentz came out on CW, he had the regular ass NXT nameplate. I was like, uh-oh, where'd it go? Where'd it go?
I know I heard some, there was a suggestion that there was some rumor that they were ending it because Joe Hendry had typed out that he was like moving out of there and like thanking everyone for the experience.
Did he say thank you for the experience?
I believe so.
Oh.
There was a promo where he said something like, "I've learned so much at the PC, but it's time for me to go," or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh fuck! It's over.
Oh.
It's cooked. That TNA NXT shit is dead.
But Rosemary, I think Rosemary is on NXT next week. I think they're in a tag match. Isn't it like Lyra and Tatum Paxley versus Rosemary and Wendy Chu?
And then Wendy Chu's about to throw her ass out. It's over.
Yeah.
We'll see though. We'll see. I don't know. I'm just talking shit. There's no real rumor or anything that it's over. At least I haven't caught wind of any. Maybe I haven't been paying close enough attention. But yeah, there wasn't much TNA crossover on this CW debut episode beyond the Zachary Wentz match, and there was no real mention of TNA. It was just like, here's this story that's been going on. But yeah, a fun show and big numbers for them. And I expect next week to be similar. They got Sexy Red on, and she's going to be performing. Trick Williams, new champion too.
Yeah. Big
Someone said that they WWE grifted Sexy Red by not giving her the NXT song.
Oh shit! They gave it to Lil Wayne. It's funny too because that's not a bad.
Excuse me, Lil Wayne and 2 Chainz do not leave Titty Boy out of this, okay?
Okay. I was gonna say that's not a bad song, but they chopped it up all fucking stupid. Like it sounds like shit.
It was whack, yeah. They
Sounds
did
like
Wayne's
shit,
part, and then they chopped it in like right in the middle with 2 Chainz. Oh, it's awful, dude.
Yeah, that was fucking ass.
Can I get
It's a great song, but it's just
They're going pretty hard on the hip hop
2 Chainz.
when it comes to WWE.
Oh yeah.
I don't give a fuck because I
know you don't.
I
mean, I'm fine
enjoy
with
it.
it too. I just want because I rarely see the intros anyway, but I just want
It's
one.
very different. It's very different to me because it's always been metal, like or some kind of metal, and then if it was rap, it wasn't like rap. It was like some like some white dude rapping.
My time, my shine, my vibe.
No.
John Cena's cousin, you mean?
Trademark. That's
Trademark, yeah.
right. The trademark.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
funny.
funny,
What happened to him? You think he still knows John Cena?
Do you think WWE still has Bumpy Knuckles' number?
Oh shit, that was a dude. Right, that was a dude.
I'm a bad man.
Oh, just remember, Trademark was the one that also did, speaking of TNA, Kurt Angle's theme song from there.
Seems like, yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
forgot that shit.
Yeah.
I love that song.
I'm Perk Angle.
I still poke fun at that song because like oh yeah, you're putting together this rap song for the fucking Olympic wrestling gold medalist. Let me throw some references to 2 porn stars in here. Yeah, this fits.
You know what's funny? I'm sure TNA is the one that put the connection there, but I have this headcanon of Kurt Angle not knowing shit about rap and just turning to like John Cena and being like, don't you have a cousin from that album you did?
Yeah.
Like, can you do something for me?
You know what's
Your
funny
favorite
is that they had a match. I think now don't quote me on this. I don't want nerds going to
Right.
cage match and
Quote
quoting me on this.
on the record.
But,
Looking it up right now.
but I think it was a match between Kurt Angle and the Pope, the Pope, where
The
Trademark.
actual Pope.
No. What was it? Well,
Who's
Elijah.
Elijah?
Yeah.
So, but
Yeah.
they had Trademark sitting in the front row with Karen Angle when she and I think something happened where Kurt came out and the Pope went to go punch him and he accidentally punched Trademark in the face or Bumpy Knuckles, whatever one it was. And he like jumped the rail and got in the ring and did like a couple of moves. And this is when like WWE was not even acknowledging that TNA was even on the face of the earth.
Yeah.
And John Cena was still using the song. So when they came out, they had like that lower third where they had like WWE, the music. And it was like, oh yeah, it was like my time. It was like, my time is now performed by John Cena, but they used to say Trademark in it too. But they just stopped saying Trademark because he was on TNA TV like a couple of weeks before that.
Because they're petty bitches that way.
Yeah.
The pettiness.
I'm gonna be going to the AEW Wrestle Dream pay-per-view in I guess a week and a half.
Yeah.
But I waited too long to buy my fucking plane ticket. No, what happened was I thought I bought it. I looked it up like 2 weeks ago and I was like, okay, this is great. I don't know what happened. I thought I completed this transaction. I never bought these tickets.
Imagine if you got to the fucking airport and you were like,
Seriously.
oh God, dude. Oof. Thank God you found that.
Sorry.
I found
Contact the Martin brothers.
So I bought them today. I was
Shut
like,
up.
fuck, significantly more
Top
expensive.
flight.
But it was already gonna be a good show. But they announced fucking, Takeshita, Osprey, and Ricochet. And I was like,
yes.
this like, it depends. Like if I imagine they're gonna give them a significant amount of time because like AEW doesn't do triple threat matches all the time. But these are three big guys, like three expensive wrestlers.
They want
Like
to
somehow
protect all
Ricochet
three.
is going to moonsault into a blue thunderball.
Stop playing with me, Greg.
Double
That's
moonsault
fire.
into
That's fire. No,
No, the double moonsault's retired.
the one night only. He's bringing it back, baby, and he's gonna be all pale too and have the long hair for it.
he's
You
too
know what
large.
Dude,
No.
you know what I would love? I would love like if Takeshita and Ricochet were both on their knees and fucking got a double hidden
yo.
blade.
Oh,
Shut up.
I didn't know that was the route you were taking. You were so pure with
I
that
was like,
back, and now I feel
whoa.
bad for judging.
Like, where's
No,
Matt
dude.
going?
Just like a double hidden blade like this. Like, oh shit. dude.
The dub.
I feel like this has
Double kill.
potential, man. This has the potential to be like
Match of the year.
match of the year. But like when I think of like the greatest triple threat, and I'm gonna ignore the WrestleMania 21. I think of the goddamn Unstoppable, Unbreakable.
Unbreakable.
Joe, AJ, and Daniels.
And
Oh yeah.
Which, by the way, get AJ.
Still holds up.
Get
I think the view was
AJ.
solid overall.
Get AJ.
Oh, that-
Run that shit back one more time.
Robin Rhino.
We still can.
I don't know if
Didn't they
Daniels still
try-
can.
Didn't they run
He-
back that Unbreakable triple threat? They tried it again at like Turning Point
They
in like
did.
09 or
It was
something.
it was also good. It
Yeah.
wasn't like that, but then that was
Yeah.
like that was like that blew people's minds. I feel like
That
this
was main
has,
event with the X Division title too.
but they were also like, I mean, we knew who they were, but like it was still like it reverberated out to people who didn't know who the fuck they were. They were like,
Yeah.
check this out.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like this is
I
one
don't
of those.
remind myself that we are a special case sometimes, just because like we've seen so much and we've seen so much for so long. So I laugh when people, the syringe spot is the most violent thing they've ever seen. I was just like, oh right, they're not exposed to the bullshit.
Oh, you don't know Thumbtack Jack.
Oh God.
I was like,
We
that's
don't-
not even the worst syringe spot.
Yeah.
It wasn't. He
But,
put it in a nice soft spot right in the fatty tissue in the mouth, like
And
Right.
it didn't come out the other side,
right.
Yeah.
But
right?
John, you know what made that Unbreakable triple threat 05 match with AJ Styles and AJ Samoa Joe and Daniels so special is because we had the WWE style of doing triple threat matches, where one guy would get thrown out of the ring, then the guy would wrestle, and then another guy would get thrown out of the ring.
Yeah.
But all three of these guys just stayed in the ring, and it was just move, and it didn't stop for like 20 minutes.
To correct me if I'm wrong, they did the finish early by mistake, right? And then they had to improvise the rest of the match.
I've never heard this.
I've never heard that.
Yeah, that's
fuck me. I'm not crazy. I know this story. You're gonna have to look it up to double check.
I think I have an idea of what you're talking about. I don't know that I think I remember somebody saying something to the extent of I don't think they did the finish early, but like they did the sequence right before the finish too early, and then they had to fill time.
Like I feel like they did something that ended up making them have to call the rest of the match like on the fly.
Yes, something got fucked up in there. I do remember hearing that. I know what you're talking about.
And that makes it even more legendary to me. Like,
yes.
Because that's insane, bro. Like, okay, calling a match on the fly is all right. Everybody, the best wrestlers can do it, right?
Yes.
But being able to put together something like that on the fly, usually,
more than one person.
Whoa, child.
That's a lot of people to keep coordinated.
See, here's the thing in AEW, right? A lot of the matches are so good that they tend to get lost to time. Just because there's so many there's the in-ring quality is very high, and so they happen a lot. They happen very often. It's hard for the brain to remember every single fucking wrestling match, especially when they're all worth talking about. But this is a triple threat that AEW doesn't do much of. And then it's these three guys, these particular three men. And Ricochet just showed us tonight. He's not like washed. He's still, he can still go.
They played the hits and like they maintained 8 years later.
This triple threat is about to be some next level shit. I thought I was lucky to see Bryan, and was probably his last match. I was much more sure that it was his last match before. I'm somehow less certain now.
As time goes on.
But this shit is the next level. And of course, that's that beautiful graphic. What was left? There was something. There was a couple other things. Oh, the legal stuff. WWE and AEW playing petty with each other. It's honestly really fun.
Yes.
Really funny to watch. So, of course, we got the news that the Lucha Brothers were on their way out, or at least trying to be.
John, hold on. We have to call out Jesus for trying to bring up Rhodes, Ibushi, and Omega.
Hey,
that match fucking sucked.
Why is there no love for Super Crazy Tajiri Little Guido?
That match, I didn't think it sucked. You know what it was?
Too young for that, Nick.
Whoa, hey, hold on. Fuck off. No, we gotta bring that up. The balcony fucking moonsault, baby.
Yes, iconic. Super Crazy don't get that
old at this point. I'm not.
That was a shame.
Like, Super Crazy.
Listen. I still remember when that was incredible. Okay.
That was iconic.
Guys,
we're old, John.
Yeah, the Cena Lesnar Rollins triple threat was.
That was a banger. Yes, it was.
That was a banger. That was also too new for my blood.
I didn't hate Rhodes, Omega, and Ibushi. I thought this was a good match. You know what? I have a bad taste about it because this is not the match that I wanted. It was in the way. Omega versus Ibushi seems so obvious. Like, oh yes, we're finally gonna get Omega versus Ibushi at King of Pro Wrestling. What the fuck do you mean? Like, what? Why is he in the way? Yeah, there's that.
The club is fine, John.
You know what was a great three-way match nobody ever talks about? Benoit, Diamond Dallas Page, Raven.
I do not remember this.
Dude, that was at fucking
Uncensored.
Oh, was that? No, wait a minute.
No, it wasn't.
Oh,
that was uncensored.
Right. It was uncensored when he threw the TV.
The letters.
We thought it was a TV, but it was a light box.
It's the tag match we talked about.
That's awesome.
Dude, that match was great.
Sick. They were just putting out bangers at early.
The Rock Undertaker and Kurt Angle.
Oh,
No
a good
Unforgiven.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Vengeance.
Oh, Vengeance, right?
Yes, Vengeance.
Yeah.
Great theme song.
That was a good one. Shout out to Trust Company.
They just
Oh, Downfall. Yeah, baby.
yes.
The most recent one that everyone loved was Sheamus, Gunther, and
Fuck.
Ooh,
Drew McIntyre.
yes.
I gotta rewatch that. See, we're in the era of a lot of good matches. That one's actually
Yeah.
I almost forgot it. You pulled it up. He saved it from falling into the depths. That was like the best WrestleMania match I've seen in a long time too. That's like the best That was like the best WWE triple threat since
Hey, John,
Cena, Lesnar, Rollins.
can I just say something? So you were talking about that unbreakable three-way with Daniels, Joe, and AJ.
That was
So
not.
I found
No.
no earlier. I found
Yeah, no, I'm
some-
kidding. I'm kidding.
I found something. So I'm reading the results from somebody on WordPress, and they also said that something might have messed up. So the guy goes, following all the wonderful moves, Styles finally gets his man in the end, but does so with a backdrop into a pin out of a bridge of the wings, the Angels' wings for the title. Weird finish. I kind of hate it. He goes, there was clearly more of the best stuff in the first 2/3 of the match. There's a spot where Samoa Joe is picking up Christopher Daniels in the corner, and they are obviously a little bit too close to the camera, and you can hear them audibly calling spots.
I'm gonna
Never
I'm
noticed
gonna go
that.
do some research and I'm gonna find where who
Exactly.
said this and when. But you
Well,
know
yeah,
the thing
he goes, something obviously messed up because in a match that was primarily filled with big moves, a backdrop bridge out of a finisher does not seem like the planned finish.
You'd be surprised.
Are we sure this wasn't in like a botchamania or something? Fuck.
No.
But I know
No,
I used to
somebody
watch
talked about
so many fucking shoot interviews that they all blended. Bro, I used to watch hours upon hours. I remember I
bet
used
it was
to
Daniels.
maybe, but I want to say it was like Joe or Styles. Like one of them.
I don't
One
think it
of
was
those.
Styles because I think Styles only has the one big shoot interview, and I don't think he said anything about it.
He did RF. He did
Yeah, like, wasn't
RF.
that like right after he left TNA?
No, it wasn't that
Oh.
late. He did when
That was
he
my
was
brain
still
fucking
in. He
Daniels.
did when he was still in TNA.
Okay.
Because 2013, did he do one in 2013? Did our video in 2013?
I don't know if it was RF, but he did one with somebody right after he left Impact because that was the big like post Impact AJ Styles shoot, and then I think they did it in his house.
I gotta see this shit. But yeah, I'll find it. I'll find it eventually. I'm not gonna find it now. But
Yeah, John, the guy says, he goes, in his final thing, then we can move on. He goes, he goes, the pacing of the match was great, but there is a spot in the match where Joe and Daniels are locked up in the corner and the camera is obviously too close, where they talk to each other for 10 to 20 seconds, and you can tell that they're audibly trying to figure out what to do next. So
I mean, he's definitely picked up on it, but I gotta find the person that told the story because I've had this
No,
in
I
my
understand.
brain as concrete information for many years. I trust
He said it-
myself.
He said it was like he said this match went 100 miles an hour until they talked in the corner, and it was like hitting the handbrake on a train.
He said, what do we do next? But
And that's always been the trouble with those matches. One mess up and the train goes way off the tracks.
it's funny as hell though. Going into like essentially going into the finish like early, like we're all moving and shit. Like this is exactly what goes next. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, bro. Like fuck. But yeah, the Lucha Bros leaving AEW, or at least trying. This funny shit is that Penta was going around in June telling all his friends, or presumably all his friends, hopefully all his
Pro
friends.
wrestlers
Yes,
can't
He was
shut
just
the fuck
networking.
up.
What are you talking about?
Just telling Conan. He just told Conan like 20 times.
Conan tweeted, what goes around comes around, because of the, bullshit that he's mad that AEW is successful with CMLL. That's all. And he's happy to see that people are leaving just because it hurts them. So he tweeted that, and then that kind of made the company be like, Penta, and then Penta was going around telling people that he had a WWE offer while he was still under AEW contract. So AEW was like, "Hey, buddy, we were looking through this paperwork, and it turns out you were injured for 3 months or however many months. Because Penta got it first. He did get it first, and we're gonna be holding you for that." And then Penta tweeted, "AEW is my president." Remember he posted that shit on Instagram? Yeah. AEW is my president. That's when that happened. And so now WWE got word that Phoenix would not be coming in anytime soon because he's locked into a contract with AEW. He owes them 12 months. That came out shortly after WWE got that news because, you know, WWE got that news and they're the ones who sent that shit to the sheets. Well, this is why. And yeah, so Tony Khan extended Penta and Phoenix's contracts, so they won't be going to the WWE anytime soon. And as it turns out, earlier this summer as well, Bryan Danielson was alerted to the trademark "yes, yes, yes" being free and cheap to trademark, and so he was like, "Sure, why not?" And his lawyer then got a notice from WWE saying that they were going to challenge it. And so they abandoned it, and WWE filed for it in September. And so now it's like, you know, tit for tat kind of stuff, funny going on. I think it's funny as hell. I think there is a lot of when WWE keeps people on a contract, you know, normally people like, you know, let him go. I want to see him. And then AEW keeping Lucha Bros on the contract. People are like, well, you should have the same energy. And I'm like, and this is where you're going to realize that none of this stuff is actually depending on people's morals. And they're actually just based off of what people want to see for their own personal enjoyment. I just want, I need you to let them go so I can see them. And,
you know what I think? You know what I think the big thing is? I think the big thing is that people, with their criticisms of Tony Khan, are, oh, he's everybody's friend. You should be more like a boss. And then when he makes a executive decision, like to keep somebody in their contract, they're like, boo, you're like Vince. Fuck you.
Why should be a boss? Just not like that.
Yeah.
I think that's the problem with conflating all the people together. Because, like, I think there's some people who are always going to find every single thing that he does.
I'm still here.
Wrong. It's funny because it looks like you have like a frown. Why are you so sad?
Neck burns.
Man, people are always gonna find something wrong with people that they don't like.
I think I'm the opposite in this sense. I put all the blame on Penta and Phoenix.
Well, that's true too, for sure.
You're gonna talk too much.
Yeah,
You never shut up.
I said you talk too much.
Tony should book Phoenix again, Jesus says. And that's true. They're going to have him for a year. I would have had that motherfucker doing job. Nah. We jobbing the fuck out. No, where's Hologram at? We getting all the luchadors again. So Hologram.
Yeah. Beast Mortos.
As a matter of fact, call up Hechicero. We get
Yes.
one too.
You just end up bringing them in to say, okay, you're jobbing to Mark Quinn. I was like, oh, we're losing a private party? No, you are jobbing to Mark Quinn.
That's great.
I bet that's what he had to say to the Boulder.
So I personally the thing that enjoys me is watching Tony Khan play hardball. I think that's very funny to me because I was like, damn, like I laugh. I don't think that in a world where you actually want to live next to WWE, like, I think that he is going to have to learn that lesson eventually. I think he started learning it with Punk a little bit. Anyway, when he finally nutted up and fired him, or he thought he did the right thing, and then Punk goes to WWE, and it's like, okay, well, he ended up really well off. And it's like, you know, as a person, as a person, it's like, well, that's great. That's a great thing. Good for him. But as a business, you think to yourself, like, maybe I should have locked his ass down for the rest of the contract, just to keep that money from just to keep
them from clearly benefiting off of it in a significant way.
Right?
Right.
And so like people are like, but that's really mean. You're gonna keep CM Punk from wrestling. It's like, but in reality, it probably would have been a better move to keep him on, till the rest of his fucking contract is done, because motherfucker assigned you to that, and just because you want to cause trouble, it doesn't mean that I have to allow you to run free and go benefit somewhere else.
But I also think it's ironic when you consider how often he's sort of been taken to task for like holding people under contracts and just not using them.
Yeah. But at least
which one is it?
At least he intends to. You figure he's like, I gotta find a place for this person eventually. But when you're talking about like somebody that's on their way out, and they technically owe you, it's funny because it really is funny, because I think if this would have been a year ago, he would have been like, sure, go ahead. But I think he's finally learning. No,
He's learned his lesson by now.
you've got to do this shit.
You know what's funny about that Punk thing is that I have a friend who's a very, very, very casual wrestling fan. He used to watch wrestling back in the day when Punk was in like IWA Mid-South, and then when he went to Ring of Honor and stuff. And I got Nick's attention. But he said to me, he goes, I told him about the whole Jack Perry CM Punk situation and how Jack Perry wanted to use real glass, and CM Punk was like, nah, dog, you shouldn't do that. But then he went and got Tony's permission and used it. And my friend goes, but wait a minute, like, wasn't Punk like the anti-authority? Now he's become the authority. He's like, if someone told 25-year-old CM Punk he couldn't use, like, if Undertaker said, nah, Punk, you can't use glass, Punk would be like, fuck you, I'm going to go to Vince and ask Vince and get it done. You know? Yep. So my buddy was like, so he's become the authority? I was like, yes. And my friend has not watched wrestling since maybe like 2007. So if someone, if
him which two guys are running the company.
he knows all that stuff, but he just doesn't like watch the product anymore. Like he still has like a shit ton of like old like HWA and IWA and you know all of those and CZW DVDs and stuff, and he'll watch those, but he's not a fan. But he's like, yeah, man. He's like, so I'm like, if someone who hasn't watched the product in 17 years like can grasp the situation of CM Punk being wrong in this whole thing, like. That's fucking crazy to me, man. Like, you know,
everything you spoke out against.
Yeah.
Well, they also like to claim. They also make the point often, apparently, that everything he spoke out against is no longer there.
So that's why he's so happy back in the company. But
I mean, there's still the illusions for everything he said about like Triple H, and now all of a sudden he can't just stop kissing the behind for Paul Levesque.
Yeah, I think it's uncomfortable to watch.
What Brett had to say.
I like Brett.
I'm just glad Brett still tells it like it is.
Brett is always going to tell it like it is.
Hunter after that 410 shit.
He's still much more recent than that. They asked him how he thought about Triple H running WWE. He was like,
yeah, like he's not creative. He's never had a creative bone in his body. Yeah.
And so
I lump that all in with the Fallout 10 chip. That's fair.
No, so I feel like you're always gonna get how Brett really feels, and then when they ask you about, I just gotta check, motherfucker, he's doing fine.
Did out all dandy.
I didn't want to harp on the Punk thing for too long because we have given him a lot of time, and we're gonna rehash a lot of things that we already said.
That one time he had a full episode.
It essentially is uncomfortable watching him.
I know what was going on.
It's really weird watching him, kind of robotically be the company guy now because you're so used to not seeing him be that. And I mean, you don't have to enjoy him because a lot of people enjoyed him because he wasn't that. And now that he is that, it's like, ill, and I understand that. But I don't want to harp on it because fuck CM Punk. I really wanted to talk about Tony Khan growing some balls. I'm very happy for him. I'm glad that he's got some balls. This guy has been like, now he needs to get rid of Miro, or not get rid of Miro. Actually, continue to sit him out. Fuck that.
I was gonna say you also like Miro to be held on the contract.
Yeah, no, definitely hold that motherfucker until he's fucking done, and we can figure out a way to pay him less. We can lower that fucking salary. Fuck out of here. Listen. fuck that. I don't think I was on the fence about it, right? I really was when the news first came out about Penta and Phoenix being held to contract. I was like, you know what? I can see the merit. I can see the humanity. I can understand that it's two wrestlers who really want to move on with their career and they're not going to be able to. And it's like, what if they die? That's time wasted. That's what happened with Brody. He got locked into a contract, and then all that time wasted, and then he fucking died before he can get any traction under his feet.
Well, you shouldn't tell Conan things.
Well, there's also that. You should keep your fucking mouth shut. But that was kind of my thing. I was like, okay, I'm really objective basis. This is kind of even. They should have shut the fuck up. It's sad that it's happening to them, but also, fuck that. Tony's got to learn how to play. But then I heard about the yes thing, and I was like, you fucking petty pieces of shit. You heard about this man on his retirement tour, and you thought, let me lock up this one thing that he could use that I really don't need, just so that he doesn't use it. And then I remembered, this is the fucking WWE. And so I thought, no, you know what? I hope they tack on 12 more fucking months onto Lucha Bros. Fuck that. You have to play like that. Otherwise, they're going to roll you over. Triple H is going to run right over you. If you play like it likes, if you're just being nice for the sake of being nice because you think the wrestlers, like, you're not even protecting your investments or your interests because, of the humanity of it all. It's like, Triple H is going to laugh at you. Nick Khan is going to laugh. They're going to fuck. You think Nick Khan gives a fuck? Nick Khan, he's a shark. They know him as a shark. Yep. He is known as a shark. And you're supposed to put your feet in the water and pussyfoot with him?
Just business.
No, play at their level. Lower.
So I had heard about this, and I don't remember the details of it, so I'm going to ask you, John. I feel like Brian very much alluded to there being a conversation about, quote, Brian respecting their copyright when it came to the yes thing, which is why he didn't do it for a bit. And referred to that as like a WWE thing, and I'll stay away from it. I made a promise to something or whatever, and then it seemed like immediately after the Vince stuff came out, he was like, "Well, that's a promise I made to that motherfucker," and look where he is.
That's exactly what it was. He said he made a promise to Vince and Kevin Dunn. Because he was close to them. Because he essentially, like he even said tonight, like he had a job for life in WWE if he wanted. He was that close to the people up top. He was in creative, he just wasn't fulfilled, so he left. But
he did the yes chance tonight too after the camera started rolling.
No, he did while the cameras were rolling too. Because he was talking, and then at the end he was just like, "Thank you, everybody." He was like, "Yes." So that was pretty cool. I think they figured out that he can point his hands in the air and he can make the audience say yes, and there's nothing that anybody can do about it. You can't sell it though.
Isn't this the same discussion we had about Clobbering Time? Where it's like Punk doesn't really say it himself anymore, and they can't market it, but like the crowd can do what they want.
Yeah,
exactly.
So it's exactly like that. It is exactly like that.
He's just pointing to the sky.
So Punk
we think that's why Punk stopped audibly saying it.
And then he puts his hand on his fucking mouth.
Yeah.
He's such a fucking dirty, carny, weaselly ass worker. You don't even say your catchphrase, you weasel bitch.
Oh, they all are. Stop it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and get that fucking flea infested fucking piece of shit out of the fucking WWE with you.
I laughed because he cut a promo and he was like,
"Pet person." I'm wondering why we were just hating on dogs.
I don't hate the dog. I hate the man. I laughed because he cut a promo and he's like, "I had to leave my house because I hate you too much and I don't want to be around my wife." But he has the dog with him, so I just kind of imagine him picking up the ugly little thing, putting it in person. He's just walking out of the house. I'm sorry, Agent. I'm taking the dog too. You piece of shit. Anyway, no. I'm very I'm very okay with what Tony Khan's doing. I'm sorry if that bothers you. I'm blocked by this account. Whoever this is, Jesus sent me an account from some person named Tefo.
Dude, Tefo is a
Tefo Lopez?
Huge CM Punk dick rider. His whole account's about CM Punk.
Of course, that's probably.
I
have no surprise then. Fuck you and CM Punk, Tefo.
Dude, I literally just
I'm not joking. I literally blocked that account today when I came into work.
And
He
they
posted
post all
something
the-
like, "Oh
they
God,
post
it was
clips.
such a dick riding thing," and I was like, "Oh, I'm out of here."
They post video clips all the time, whoever they are. But fuck
I'm
it.
just reminded right now of the Dick Riding Obama song from the Boondocks.
Dick riding.
Obama,
Dick
Obama.
riding Obama. All right, so
Classic.
last thing we had to talk about today.
I
know it
miss the
seems like
Boondocks. I'm sorry.
I do forever. We almost got it back, and then we lost John Witherspoon.
Yeah,
Now I don't- now I don't
was
want
that why Aaron Magruder stepped down?
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
I never
That
heard
makes
an
sense.
official. I never heard an official announcement.
Okay, but that
I didn't-
it makes sense. Like, why would you do it?
Oh,
Yeah.
hey John, can I just bring up one thing before you do?
Yeah.
So apparently Cody Rhodes said that they are going
Uh-oh.
to play a promo at Bad Blood that is going to lead into some sort of maybe match or super match, maybe at Crown Jewel.
So
Okay.
that's great because that is exactly what I was going to talk about next. Well,
Okay, great.
Bad
great.
Blood, anyway.
Oh, the Saudi show's coming up.
I didn't
November 2nd.
realize that. Honestly, I swear I didn't. I forgot that they
Damn.
had another
Yeah.
show, and I can see
Yeah.
Saturday, November 2nd. I guess.
Oh, that's right. We technically already did the Saudi show, didn't we? That was
Yeah,
King
we
and
did.
Queen, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And
Yeah.
then they have the Saturday night's main event in
Yeah.
December.
In December.
That's also in Saudi.
But
No,
So-
no.
also on that Pat McAfee show, Pat tells Cody, "The big guy's coming back this week," and Cody goes, "Which big guy?" And Pat goes, "Oh well, I don't know. Then that's as far as much as you know. Then that's what you know.
Feed
I
me
didn't say anything. What are
more.
you talking about?
That's gotta be the big guy. Nick's
Let's-
got it.
Ryback is coming.
Oh,
Shell
God.
shot."
Oh,
So-
hey,
Get some ruffles.
Lots
I don't
of
know if you
teases.
guys. I don't know if you guys know, but it says Braun Strowman is going to be out of action for an indefinite amount of time as he tore his groin.
When did that come out?
23 hours ago from Cultaholic. It says Braun Strowman suffered a torn groin in his match with Braun Strowman and could miss an indefinite amount of time. Source: Wrestling Observer Live with Brian Alvarez.
Oh, well, that's not. No. See, I hate when they do that. I hate when they put the headline and make it concrete because that made me think they had another report. Because I listened to I heard when Brian was talking about the groin, and he was talking about how Strowman was running. Remember, everyone was kind of laughing at his knees. Well,
Yeah.
but it was like he
You're
wasn't
kicking
running.
balls. Haha.
He's fully walking with Tanahashi.
He said he had hurt. He said it looked like he tore his groin, and then he heard from people that it wasn't good. But they turned it into I may be out for an indefinite amount of time. Like, hey, what the fuck? Where'd that come from? Anyway, yeah, Bad Blood. Cody's teasing some stuff on the Pat McAfee show in a funny way, in a weird way. Like, why would he say that? Why?
Taylor
Why?
Swift?
It's networking.
Why? Why would he fucking go and be like, we're gonna have a video package that plays and leads into the Saudi show? Like, what the fuck? What now? You get a bunch of people looking forward to a video package, and it's never ever gonna live up to whatever they think is gonna be. Like,
You know, it's gonna be those WrestleMania 30 video packages where it's just an acoustic version of Kingdom.
oh my god.
So are we thinking that it might be Roman versus Cody for the Universal Championship?
He might as well do a rematch at Saudi that
Yeah, I was gonna
less
say that's the
important
kind
show.
of throwaway main event they do for that sort of
Yeah.
venue, right?
That's
Yeah.
how it is.
Yeah.
Cody beats Roman again. Kind of shitty to see. I don't want to see that, but it is what it is. I don't think I want to see Roman get pinned again. Okay, I think the novelty is already gone. I think we need to send the big dog back on up. He's still the big dog.
Back on
Oh,
up.
God.
But I imagine he's still got a little. They feel like he could probably take another pin and be okay. He is
Yeah.
Roman Reigns after all.
Yeah.
I'm more worried that they're not building towards
It's easier when
anything.
you can always put the thumb in the throat.
They got Roman back, and he's kind of fighting against the Bloodline, but he's like teaming with Cody, and I'm like, well, sure, but like the other Bloodline members are like, Jey Uso's Intercontinental Champion now. Jimmy is wherever
Jimmy's dead.
Jimmy is,
Jimmy is Jimmy.
possibly dead. Sami Zayn also
Dead
dead.
inside.
He's got to fight. He's got to fight Gunther on Monday. He will be dead.
He's about to.
He's about to be fucking dead.
Everybody's
Oh,
busy.
right.
It feels like we're not building towards the damn bloodline War Games match.
No,
We thought we'd be at this
we're
point.
not.
It's not there at all. Like,
No.
what the fuck?
It's going to be Randy, KO, Cody, and
Yeah.
Roman versus Solo, Jacob, and the Tongans.
Fucking
This
worst,
is
bro.
what we
Triple H is
agreed
the
upon.
worst. Triple H is the fucking worst. No, he's gonna do that match in 3 years.
When no one cares anymore.
It's fucking crazy. Gabe
Uh,
Sapolsky really got Triple
John is
H's
getting
ear.
John's getting some serious Gabe Sapolsky vibes from Hunter.
It's insane because they work together too. Probably.
Yep.
Yeah.
Gabe is like, you really gotta
You
gotta
gotta
stretch
hold
it
it
out.
back, John. You gotta hold it back, Hunter.
We said it before. It's the I don't know if I said it on this flagship show or on one of the other reviews. It's the they taught him when he was a heel. Vince would still, even more recent with people like Jinder Mahal, when they're a heel, hold on to that headlock, hold it until they can't
my
take
God,
it
yeah.
anymore, and then
Yeah,
give
when
it to
they're begging
them.
for the action, you give it to him.
And I
Fighting
swear,
together, the chin lock.
I swear to you, Triple H books like that. That's his booking style. That's what he does. And it's like, I would rather I can't even say that. I would rather
To be
eat a
fair,
grenade.
To be fair,
I would
that is
rather-
not. It is not all that dissimilar from like what is the old school boxing promoting technique. Like you make them wait for it, and you make them wait a little longer, then you make them wait a little longer, and then you book the big match.
Well, listen, we live in an America where the government has allowed us to eat all these horrible things
Only
and
in
giving us
America.
really bad gut health so that we all die from cancer in like our late fucking 50s and 60s. I don't have time to be playing with Triple H and his headlock. I need you to give me some fucking payoff at these pay-per-views.
Sure. And like
John,
John, you're also speaking from a place of trauma because like we waited to do.
I always am.
We
The
waited.
pain, the suffering.
We waited to do the big Omega Ibushi match, and it didn't happen. We waited to do Undisputed Era versus the Elite, and then it didn't happen. We waited to do Kenny Omega versus Adam Cole, and then boop boopy doop, it didn't happen.
Yeah. I'm saying, man, this is gonna get it
So
done.
now John's just fucking do it. I don't care.
Do it
Hey,
now.
Do it.
John, do you remember like prime Randy Orton, like 09, 08,
Optimus
09, 08,
You
09
talking about like
Randy Orton?
bald?
He would lock in the chin lock all the
Oh
time,
yeah.
right? Now,
Never-ending chin lock.
do
But
you
his
guys
is better.
remember? Do you remember there was a Raw, or it might have been a pay-per-view, where Randy locked in the chin lock, and this guy in the front row picks up a sign behind the barricade, and it says "Another chin lock, Randy."
That's actually great. Randy had a great chin lock, though. Honestly, it looked really it looked really
He
good.
he put a crank on it that made it feel like he was doing stuff.
He definitely went to the Triple H headlock school, though.
that was the school he was raised in.
Rest
Yeah.
cold.
Yeah.
Anyway, I always wanted to see.
I
I
hate-
always feel like we've
I
never
hate
seen.
the term rest hold, but I understand where it comes from, and some people are guilty of it, but I hate it.
As Randy is one of them.
I
But,
just flashed back to the never-ending chin locks between Randy Orton and Sheamus, and the crowd completely turned on them.
Hey, brother, I need to breathe.
Was that Raw after Mania?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I did want to do these bad blood predictions before we get the fuck out of here. We had WWE Bad Blood this weekend on Saturday.
I hope
Taylor
she plays
Swift.
Blank Space.
This is Creed.
Great. You know a lot of Taylor Swift songs, sir.
I know one.
I don't know that one.
It's the only one I like.
The one.
I don't know that one, Greg. Why do you know a Taylor Swift song that I don't know?
How dare you?
Hold on.
I still know less than Dan. You had that conversation with him.
There is a 5-match card because that's what they've
That's
decided
the
on.
Hunter special.
They really like that. So it's surrounded on the Raw and
It's
SmackDown.
it's a Levekian card, as it were.
Yes.
So they do the spillover pay-per-view matches on Raw and SmackDown. You got the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship on Raw. I think it's Jay Cargill and Bianca Belair versus Damage Control. And then
Which
you
is
also
exactly where John wants it, where he doesn't have to care.
there's that, but then also if for their benefit, they don't have to get overshadowed by literally everything else on the card. They'll be surrounded by bullshit. No, but you also get this is the first ever 2-hour Raw, so it's actually pretty. I mean, first ever. Fucking the first
in a long
the
time.
return of the 2-hour Raw, the first ever 2-hour Raw is gonna end at 10 o'clock.
For like 12
Motherfuckers
years.
9 to 11 all these years. So you also get Jey Uso versus
Some mother
Xavier
out there
Woods.
is like, I got my 10 o'clock back.
Yeah, now you better know where your children are.
Ah!
Xavier Woods versus Jey Uso for the Intercontinental Championship. Intercontinental.
Nice. Good work, John.
Nice. And
You're
Sami
really
Zayn.
on the ball today.
Sami Zayn versus Gunther for the World Championship. And I was like, what the fuck? Okay. That one I was like, all right, I get it. Like, but also this don't feel right. But like, okay. Like Gunther, like why is Gunther spillover? Like I don't feel like does that feel disrespectful to anybody else? But okay.
For the World Heavyweight Championship, it feels like it.
Right?
But John,
I mean,
didn't they say to compensate for shorter match cards on pay-per-view that they were going to stack the Raw and SmackDown before the pay-per-view?
sure, but I don't see the World Championship as being something that should be non-negotiable. like okay, other things can spill over, fine, but like the World
There's a match
Championship,
on this
like,
pay-per-view that I'm pretty sure John would replace that with.
I'm like, if you really want to stack Raw, you got some balls. Fucking, you got 2 Judgment Day segments here. Put one on the show.
As I was saying.
Yeah.
Like, anyway, it doesn't matter.
But the thing is that I think WWE was going for a little bit too on the nose. They really wanted the 2 superstars that had bad blood with each other on the show. I mean, look, there is bad blood between Priest and Finn Balor, because of the whole group split up.
Yes.
Obviously with Rhea and Liv, and then with Cody and Roman in the bloodline, I mean, the Gunther and...
Don't forget the bad blood between Nia Jax and Bayley.
But if you want to get technical,
I hear you, Nick.
The Sammy and Gunther thing they've had bad blood since WrestleMania.
Yeah.
I would have taken Nia and Bayley and thrown them on the SmackDown afterwards and really put Sammy. Dude, if someone said that my dead dad was disappointed in me because I was a coward, we'd have bad blood immediately.
The only reason why I the only reason why I wouldn't move Nia versus Bayley is because you needed another SmackDown match.
Yeah.
Because they only had one SmackDown match, and Nia versus Bayley is the other. And
the
also
ladder match there.
And also you needed the women's match. They had
2 women's matches.
They have the women's world championship. I mean, they have the world championship up there and the women's championship. I feel like again these are world titles. I don't know. If they're gonna keep 5 match cards, then why are the championships the ones that are on Raw? Like, I get it.
Dude, they
I
keep
guess.
going
Well,
back.
they have too many championships for a 5-card show.
There definitely is.
Yeah. With no pre-show matches ever.
World championship. There's 2 of them. Women's world championship. There's 2 of them. This should be a 6-match card because then you have space for either 2 grudge matches or maybe one of the second tier title matches and then a grudge match.
Yeah. But now we also have to deal with them building to actually, now that I think about it, May, June, July, August. There's only 4 months in between those. The 2 massive 2-nighters.
Yeah. I imagine when the dust is settled, all the big 4 will be 2-night events.
God, don't fucking say shit like that.
You know it to be true. You know the war. You look it deep in your heart and look towards the 2027 Royal Rumble event and see it right now. Just look at the branding because you can see it from here.
Women's night 1, men's night 2.
There it is. There it is. There. We've landed. So
it
it's
hurts
coming.
so much.
But
I
we
really
have
felt.
to.
I really
go
felt
ahead.
like on. I really felt like on Raw, like they were trying to make this Hell in a Cell like a big deal, like and Punk's out there, and say what you want about Punk and whatever, but
I will.
he's out there he's out there going, I'm gonna kill you on Saturday. You're gonna go home in a box, and I'm gonna fuck your wife. And the crowd was like, "No, all right, dude, whatever."
They did. The crowd did kind of play them. Kudos to them trying. Punk said on that Ice Cube Jr.'s podcast that he is specifically trying to make the Hell in a Cell have that feeling of deadly, violent end again, and that he wants to deliver on the promise of the cell. Which, reading between the lines, I took to think that he's going to run the blade. We'll see. I mean, I felt like he was trying to. I felt like he's going to do if you really want to prove yourself, Punk, you'll do it without asking anybody. No.
He
Make up for everything.
He posted a photo on his Instagram story the other day.
Of a razor blade?
No, of
Yeah.
him with
The gig.
No, he just put a photo of Jay White.
a photo of
Razor
him.
Ramon.
It said before Bad Blood, and it was like him in a suit, like holding his tie, and it said after Bad Blood, and it was the scene of him back in the trainer's room in AEW when MJF bloodied him up that time.
Yeah, he posts like a fucking 48-year-old man.
Oh, by the way, Punk also said that on Grifter OJ, whatever the hell his name's podcast.
O'Shea.
Yeah, that he.
That's racist, man.
Listen, OJ, my God.
I don't know his stupid name. He said,
O'Shea Jackson.
I'll miss you when you're gone,
Okay.
Mac.
Oh, Jay Simpson.
I didn't say
no.
Well, that's been Dead Street Radio, yuck.
So
See you forever.
he also said that he uses the re-recorded version of Cult of Personality because Living Color did that independent of any like record deal or record label, and the money goes directly to them. So if he was to use
That's
the
very
regular
nice.
version, the money would go to the record company, and Living Color wouldn't
Right.
get anything.
That makes sense.
So I don't know how that works. So like, shouldn't every artist just re-record all their songs? Like, if it's that simple, like, why would I?
Well, if they're under contract.
Yeah. So like,
Get me out of here.
God, this is not gonna do me any favors. But I heard it from fucking Snoop. Snoop said he did it, and that's why. And that's like, it's the same exact thing apparently fucking Taylor Swift did. They both put out these remasters, but they own the remasters, so they get the money for that shit.
And how many of those remasters do you own, Greg?
I don't own anything. I have not owned a fucking album since my girlfriend bought me the Linkin Park One More Light CD.
I can't remember the last CD I
One
bought.
more like goes out.
It might
You
have
know what
been
the last-
Lil Wayne's The Carter 3. Anyway,
You know,
that
the
was a
last
long time
CD
ago.
I bought was
The last what?
the last CD I bought was
was that?
about 6 months. Was about 6 months ago. I was in a thrift shop.
It's not
I
that long.
bought. I bought.
You bought
bought-
Thrift Shop? By
no, I
Macklemore?
bought- No.
Hey,
I bought-
Macklemore.
The 1996 hip hop classic "You Can't Stop the Rain" by Shaquille O'Neal.
Oh my
I
God.
would not call that a classic in public.
Excuse me,
But-
sir. Notorious B.I.G. was on that song, so I am calling it a classic.
Notorious SHAQ.
Oh my God.
Oh man,
I was
Greg.
unaware this was a thing.
Greg, you're gonna be
Yeah.
happy with my last CD purchase.
What
It was the
that?
20th anniversary of Evanescence Fallen. When that
Nice.
came out, I think it was
Oh, that is nice.
last year when it came out. I'm like, oh, I have to get this.
You know what? I don't even remember what my last purchase was because again, One More Light was a gift. I don't know what I went out and spent my money
Personally.
on last.
There it is.
Yeah, I think my last two albums were Kanye's Graduation and Lil Wayne's The Carter 3. But we have 5 matches on this card, and just run through them really fast. It looks like we got Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley with Dominic suspended above the ring in a shark cage.
Guys, he's claustrophobic.
He can't go back.
He's claustrophobic all of a sudden. That's a new plot point that they added on Monday, so that I guess he can shake the cage up there.
They're basically trying to say that he can't be in locked doors anymore.
Okay, Storm.
Traumatized from prison. The
No more locked doors. Gracias.
So,
Dementors.
I personally, you know how I am about these Liv Morgan Rhea Ripley matches. I'm happy y'all are happy.
I feel like John's energy about a lot of these matches is that all these angles have won 2 months too long.
I said that shit about Punk. I said it about Rhea and Liv. Rhea and Liv have been doing the same exact spot for the last 3 weeks. Liv is doing something, standing there, and maybe Rhea comes out of nowhere, or she runs at her from the ramp, or she runs at her from behind her.
Surprise, bitch!
And she's gonna keep chasing her and chasing her and chasing her down.
Basically,
And I mean, I
Rhea
guess
has stolen the Nia Jax, what's her name in AEW, Nyla Rose gimmick.
it wouldn't be a problem if I feel like almost every other fucking story has fallen into a holding pattern, and it's like we'll do a different variation of the same exact angle every week, and then we'll get to the pay-per-view eventually. I was talking about the Kevin Owens Cody Rhodes thing. We keep coming back to the hug. Okay, I get it. They love each other.
I think the whole
but also Evan Owens is like very upset.
We'll get there.
I think the Rhea and Liv storyline would be better if if Liv didn't suck in the ring.
Well, I don't want to say
there's always that.
I don't want to say that because I feel like it's already so over, and she does in fact kind of suck in the ring, and she has the whole time. So I don't want to be mean, but because people really like her, and I'm like, damn, there's got to be something. I don't want to be like, this is objectively bad.
No, but
I'm missing something.
You can like somebody, but then admit that they have flaws. You know.
I don't want to say she sucks though. Like, I just don't think she can. I don't think her matches compel me. Is really all it is.
And then that's one of those weird things in pro wrestling where it's like if you're in, there are people who are into the character and they don't think about the in-ring part.
Yeah. And if it's working, it's working, and it is working. And this match is gonna be full of story shit. You know, Dominic's in a fucking shark cage. You know, I doubt.
Reminiscing about prison.
I'm sure that shit's gonna fall.
These matches always amuse me because it's almost always guy in shark cage still finds a way to cheat.
Yeah. Somebody's gonna get him the key
miraculously escaping,
something like that.
Or like he has the chain in his pants that he drops to live.
Oh no, that's what fucking Enzo did.
Isn't that what what's the dude's name? He ended up being a fucking pedophile. Chin dude, Ellsworth. Ellsworth?
Ellsworth. Yeah, Ellsworth. Yeah, you're right. Yep.
I'm thinking of somebody before him. I think it might have been Cornette or some shit.
Cornette's a pedophile?
Nobody else did that spot. God damn it.
No, Cornette's a cuck, not a pedophile.
Jesus Christ.
I see.
I don't have a memory of China just like hanging onto the shark cage for dear life.
Yeah.
Vaguely.
No, so I was at a Raw.
Wait. Isn't China the one where she's trying to fucking open it?
Yeah.
Let me come right back. My dog wants me to let her out.
Okay.
Ooh,
I was at a Raw where it was going to be Big Show and what was his name at the time? What was Big Bill's name at the time? Big Cass, right?
Oh, Big Cass.
So
Big Ass.
It was going to
Colin Cassidy, Big Ass.
Yeah, so it was going to be Big Cass and Big Show in a match where Enzo Amore was suspended above the ring in a shark cage, and he just slipped out in between the bars and climbed down.
That's right.
Yeah,
like a T-1000.
I was at the Raw where they had the shark cage in the ring and Big Show was cutting a promo, and the crowd, Cass had just turned heel and he was cutting a promo, and the crowd was chanting "asshole" so loud he couldn't cut his promo, so they had Big Show come out, and they just did the spot where they took Big Show's hand and smashed it in the cage, so he couldn't do the knockout punch, and then in the match he just did the knockout punch with the other hand. I'm like, you idiot! He has two hands.
I feel like we'd be remiss if we didn't throw out a little reference to RoboCop saving Sting.
Oh yeah, right. Oh, he bent the bars, right?
Yeah, he like ripped the whole door off.
Yeah.
You know, I've never seen that full segment.
You know, it's probably for the best.
I only
wanna
see the
hear?
clip they use of RoboCop sauntering.
You want to hear something crazy? So, I
Go
was
for it.
listening to a podcast the other day. I don't know who it was, but I wish I could give him credit. But I just listened to like random like old wrestling podcasts.
Sure.
And there was a 1998 Raw where the Hell in a Cell came down in the ring, and Austin was in the ring, and he was beating Undertaker was in the ring, and he was beating the shit out of Paul Bearer, and Mankind and Kane were trapped outside the Hell in a Cell. So Kane's trying to climb it. Kane gets on top, and he's trying to like break it. And the guy on the podcast goes, "Didn't he just last year rip the Hell in the Cell door off like it was a piece of paper? Just do that
Well,
again." And
They
I was like,
reinforced
"Oh,
it. They reinforced it, you see,
Yeah.
because he broke it
Ah.
last time.
That explains it.
I
John
always like
John just no clipped in with his logic. Damn.
Yeah.
Sorry, I
Wrestling
tend to do
logic?
that. My
What?
wife hates it.
I always joke about it like it's one of those video games where it's like character has gained a plus 30 buff for plot.
Yeah, plot armor, baby. So did you guys say who you wanted to or who you thought would be walking out women's champion?
We did not. I suspect
Morgan.
it would still be Liv Morgan.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
I
I
think
think
I
so
can
too,
agree with that.
Live across the board.
It doesn't really make sense to drop to Rhea right now. So following that, we might as well talk about the other Judgment Day street trash. Damian Priest versus Finn Balor in a good old-fashioned grudge match. I think this is definitely the fucking Judgment Day thing is the most overrated thing in the company right now.
I guess at this point, because they built up to this for so long, I think I'm just hoping it for them to just pull out a banger and then like that'll be worth it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
They
agree with that.
both got the talent to make one, so I just hope it just works.
Absolutely.
There's obviously going to be shenanigans with JD McDonkey and
Sure.
and Carlito and
Right.
and I mean, but look at it this way: like WWE has that strict no hitting women policy, or so like if Rhea runs out, like what are they gonna do? Like they can't do anything. They can't hit her. They can restrain her, but like they can't like hit her in the
It's
face.
a very vaguely strict because like they have their moments. We still got fucking
Randy
Jax the
Orton.
Rumble.
Nia Jax getting RKO'd to shit.
And then they didn't want to do the Moxley matches. Cowards.
Yeah. Didn't they announce it then cancel it?
Yeah, for a live event.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
John
Nia
or
Jax-
Dean
Nia Jax
Ambrose
and
versus
Danny-
Nia Jax.
Dean Ambrose.
Oh,
Very
okay.
well
yeah,
run.
yeah.
They had a
They
graphic and
did that
everything,
thing where
yeah.
like where like Tozawa didn't land the shot, but they technically had Rhea Ripley versus Tozawa as a match.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she just folded him up like a pretzel and like.
That's what I said. I said Tozawa didn't
Me
land
next.
anything.
The usual Tozawa match.
Yeah, so I agree with you guys. I don't know that. I guess this could definitely go either way. Although I mean, for me, I would give it to Finn Balor because he could probably use it more than the guy who was just world
He
champion.
needs it.
Sure.
Yep.
And I
Um,
just hope
I
it's a
think-
good match.
I think if we are putting,
Yep.
if we all unanimously saying Liv is gonna win, I think I'm gonna put this one for Damian.
No,
That
really.
makes sense. I guess they've been kind of shitting on on Rhea and Damian on Raw too, right? Like the last
Have
time
they?
they saw each other, they beat the shit out of them.
Yeah, they beat him down like two out of the last 3 weeks. They left him laying.
Yeah, that makes sense.
What
So
do we got next?
we've got Nia Jax versus Bayley for the WWE Women's Championship. I imagine Nia Jax is going to retain here because they got that Tiffy storyline
Yep.
in the wing.
Goes to Tiffy.
Yeah, bro.
dude-
She gripped her up crazy style around her fucking neck last Friday.
Yeah, that was hot.
Yeah. You say that was hot, and what I was thinking was at least Tiffany didn't make the wrong face like Harley Cameron seems to do.
Oh yeah.
She was like, "I'm
She's-
sorry, it made me excited."
Yeah, I felt a certain way.
Understandable.
Harley Cameron's just like, I forgot my motivation. What am I supposed to be feeling?
But yeah, we got this Nia Jax versus Bailey match, and everybody. I mean, are we all Nia Jax?
Yes.
He's gonna
Yeah.
retain.
Oh yeah, 1,000%.
Tom Lamont says Pac Osprey was better than any Ricochet Osprey match, and Jesus agrees with me.
All right.
Well, I mean, I gotta go back on that. I guess I can't disagree with it. I love that Pac Osprey match. And I mean, here's the thing, right? Ricochet and Osprey's matches were when they were a lot younger, so they're much better wrestlers now. Pac today is a much better wrestler than either Ricochet or Osprey when they wrestled in 2016. So Pac versus Osprey, like math-wise, is better than any Ricochet Osprey match because Ricochet Osprey haven't even had a full match. They had like a half of one on Dynamite tonight.
And plus, like, Pac is so sort of like dedicated to the heel thing. It's like he's like, I'm not doing any of that flip shit.
He's great. He just did the Poison Rana. That was his thing. Well, he was kind of flippy though. He was kind of flippy. He's quite flippy.
But I mean like that sort of trade-off flippy shit.
Yeah. Hey, listen. He was in his match with Osprey. There was part of the story that he wanted to prove that he was exactly as good as he was. So he was doing some of that 360 Pac shit.
Anything you can do, I can do better.
Yeah. Jesus says the Bailey and Nia stuff is so bad. I don't want to see Tiffany babyface and Naomi turn heel. That's actually a good point. I don't know that I want to see Tiffy as a babyface, but
get ready
when she catches
Tiffany
in on
as a
Nia.
babyface is a little interesting in a sense, like not like good interesting, but just like that's an interesting choice to make. It's one of those things where, and I think I said this about Roderick. Oh no, I said this about Roderick Strong when I was at the show. It's one of those things where like the Tiffany character only works as a heel, but she's got such a babyface wrestling style.
That's true. That's true. I can see that. She's also very marketable.
Yes. So
she's got a purse as a Money in the Bank suitcase. Like that's
yes,
merchandise.
Nick, I saw you posted that they are calling themselves the Hurt Syndicate.
Yes, I posted a little reel of MVP and Shelton Benjamin walking backstage. MVP saying business about to pick up. They are indeed the Hurt Syndicate. Some people even zoomed in on the cards MVP's been handing out to people, and it says Hurt Syndicate on them.
I hope the spot is them hitting Max Caster with the car.
It needs to.
He handed a card to Mercedes, and I thought that was probably a red herring, but it did make me It did make me think like, how would that work?
If it means someone talks for her, I'm with it.
I'm down.
By the way, I just want to say for the record, Max Caster needs to be hit by all of the cars.
I wouldn't mind if it was like an MVP, like a Bobby Heenan kind of thing. Like he comes out, he manages Mercedes.
Oh, the Heenan family.
He comes out, he manages Lashley. He comes out, he manages Shelton. You know, like
occasionally wrestles and gets shoved in a weasel suit.
You know, instead of.
Remember that was what happened with Bobby Heenan.
Oh, you're like, oh wow, you brought that back. It took me a few seconds.
I don't think MVP would go for that, but we can ask. But yeah, I wouldn't hate that. But yeah, after that after the women's championship match on the Bad Blood card, we had the since CM Punk lost in the politics war, we have the Hell in a Cell. CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre. Fellas, I'll let you. I guess I'll let one of you guys take this for a second. I'm not going anywhere, but I can't talk for 1 minute.
Personally, I guess I'm expecting this to be the one that Punk takes, but only because I don't know how much more mileage there is to get out of this, and I guess you just have the babyface win and you move the fuck on.
No, that's exactly why I'm going to be going with Punk, because it feels like this is the end of the road, at least for now, on that.
Yeah, I think that they're moving towards Punk, maybe Gunther at Survivor Series.
Sure.
So I think because you're going to have the War Games match, but you need something to rub up the crowd, so maybe
and it's sort of an appropriate spot to have Punk get the title shot at the pay-per-view he came back at.
Well, yeah, they could do that, or they could also do it in Saudi, and then him and Miz can suck a blood-covered dick or whatever he said
Oh
that
my
couple of
God.
that years ago.
I
We're bringing that back
can't
up for
wait.
some
I
reason.
cannot wait for CM Punk to work that Saudi show.
Yeah.
I can't. I got the tweet queued up.
Remember this still?
I cannot wait. No,
Oh man,
I'm gonna have fun with that.
dude, he
but
called him a
yes,
fucking dork in that tweet, and then so
go
so I,
suck a blood-covered dick or whatever the fuck he said.
yeah,
I'll have
he goes,
it
"You
ready.
fucking dork,"
I'll
and
have it
then
ready.
they showed a picture of the fucking CM Punk like shaking the Miz's hand right when he came back. I was like, "Oh, you fucking phony piece of fucking shit!"
I would have said no. I would have said no. I would have said I'm not going. I'm sorry.
Sounds like pro wrestling to me.
I went too far.
Yeah,
No, I'm not gonna get. I'm not like gonna go emotional and call him a phony. I'm just very ready to take any opportunity to swipe at him. So we have this match, and like I said, it was probably the best feud in the WWE up until I feel like SummerSlam for me. I feel like it peaked at SummerSlam, and they had a good match, really great match, and
Carried
then
on social media.
go suck
Drew
a blood
definitely
money
killed
covered
that.
dick in Saudi Arabia, you fucking dork.
there you go. It's blood money.
Brother, ew.
They're gonna be together. One of them's gonna have the ball. The other one's gonna have the shaft. But
Cue up the Shawn Michaels gif.
I'm sorry.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
Tom Lamont says Private Party should turn heel and join the Hurt Syndicate. I'm gonna outright say there is no place where the Private Party as a heel team works as long as the Young Bucks are a heel team.
That's true. And also, they're teasing Private Party and Stokely, and I was like, man, I didn't know how much I wanted that. Hold on a second.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
he was enjoying that match where they were killing the 700-pound tag team
I
of
think
the Iron Savages.
Yeah,
Oh my
think,
God.
Also, Isaiah Cassidy cut a promo tonight that I thought was pretty good. I was like, he's finally channeling some of that backstage energy to a mic.
Somebody learn something?
I think so. I think so. Jesus says, Punk versus Gunther. Ew, brother. Ew.
Ew.
What is that? I get it. Listen, I'm into it. I want to see Gunther beat the shit out of Punk for 20 minutes. Why? I'm down, baby. But yeah, this Hell in a Cell. I think like I said earlier, Punk is gonna run the blade for sure. They promised blood, didn't they?
They both did, I think.
They did
Yes.
in separate promos.
Which is why I was so surprised. Like, oh, we're just saying that on TV again?
I'm down.
Allowed?
Yeah.
Absolutely down. Where is this pay-per-view in Atlanta, right?
Yes.
Yes.
No.
State Farm Arena in Atlanta, Georgia.
It's called
Okay.
Bad Blood.
Georgia?
Bad Street,
Have to deliver.
Atlanta, GA.
There's also that one.
So I guess I got a question about this Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
Since it's not
You and your
closing,
questions.
where the fuck is it? Center? Is it open?
They kick
Middle,
off the
second
show. They
last.
kick off the show with it.
I can see that.
Yeah, they kick off the show with it. I say you do. What could be like the what could they do third from the top that would be like heat and then semi main
Rhea.
event. Yeah, and then they do maybe. Oh man.
No,
I don't
that's
know,
fucking.
because you usually do. What you usually do is you do in the middle of the card, or the third to last, you do a hot match and then put something on that
That's
will cool
Punk.
the crowd
That's
down.
Punk
So-
versus
so what you're-
McIntyre right there.
So
He's
what
gonna go
you're
third.
saying is you open with Punk and McIntyre, you go with Damian and Finn, you go hot with Liv and Rhea, you cool down with Nia Jax and Bailey, and then you go main event tag match.
Do
I
they
guess the
usually?
main event tag match, they were just like, bring down the cell, let's do this.
Oh, you know what though? That makes a lot of sense, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah, Cody's,
Just
you
bringing
know,
the cell down.
Bringing the
Cody's
cell
got
down,
that background. You know, they had a lot of this feud starting within that cage match on SmackDown.
Do they have the balls? I don't think they have the balls.
Dude, they did that in They did that with Mankind and Undertaker at Hell in a Cell in 1998. They had it in the middle of
Yeah,
the card,
Kane and the Undertaker.
and then they
Kane
Mankind
and
and
Austin.
Undertaker, and then they had Kane and Austin at the end, and they brought the cage down like 3/4
Oh,
of the way
the
through
first
the
blood
match.
match where he has the
Yeah.
belt for like a day.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
That's
could see them
fucking
calling for the cell to be brought back down at the very end.
And fucking Austin's elbow is jacked up, so he's got an elbow pad the size of your fucking pillow.
Yeah, he had a staph infection.
Yeah.
That'd be such a cool moment. Call for the fucking cell. It's a Hell in a Cell
Bring
match.
it down.
Bring it
Yeah.
down.
You could be really cute with it too, and like you bring down the cell and shenanigans still happen. And it's just like one cell's not good enough for you, is it? Yeah. And then you just
Bring
start
down
putting
the
more
triple cage.
games. No, not that. You
The Tower of Doom. The shark cage is here too.
And the bloodline.
The
Oh my
Shark
God.
Cage
Guys, I
merges
don't-
with the Hell in a Cell.
I don't want to get too off topic here, but someone just commented on my Instagram and said, "So I actually caught the first episode of O'Shea Jackson's podcast, and TJ sounds like he knows his
first?
shit, or whatever it was." And he said, "O'Shea said during the podcast, I grew up always thinking Hogan was a WCW guy because he was in my WCW N64 game. Punk shot him a look like, who the fuck is this guy?"
That's funny. He should stop listening to that podcast and start listening to this one. But hey, Sue says,
Everyone
while
should.
Bianca and Jade hosting the show, Samantha defending
So they
it.
can get paid.
That's
Yeah.
it. They just needed to get him on the card.
The feature.
Not even
But
on the
like,
card.
if you're like, I love Bianca and I love Jade. I'm not gonna be clamoring for this nothing women's tag team championship match. So
They should be
I ain't mad
fighting
at
each
it.
other. This
Not
is
here.
Atlanta, god damn it!
Atlanta.
Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Not
the card
here.
is what the card is.
So
They're gonna
Are
do
we
it at
going
don't have bad
WrestleMania.
blood, John.
Bring
Are
the
we
cell
going-
down. Cody Roman.
are
We're
we
stuck-
going? Are we going Punk across the board?
Yeah,
I
Punk
think so.
makes sense all the way through.
Yes.
And then finally, the tag team match: Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns versus the Bloodline.
Calling it now. That cell's coming down.
All right, I'm down. Now you made me excited for that. If it doesn't happen, I'm gonna be fucking sad.
I'm sorry. I get the blame for it. Yeah.
But,
Cell comes down. I'm going Roman Cody.
Great.
I guess I'll also go Roman Cody. Although that feels like, I don't know, they'll come up some way to still run it back. So yeah, I'll go Roman Cody, and then we'll end up going back here for November.
Yep.
I would love to see something out of the ordinary here. I would love to see either Jacob pin Roman or pin Cody. I don't know why. I think the outcome is just so like predictable that if you have something crazy like Jacob pinning Roman or Jacob pinning Cody and setting up a future title match down the line, you don't necessarily have to do it soon. You could do it at Royal Rumble or whatever.
You
Just have
kinda-
it in the back pocket.
That's still relatively soon, and you have to look at everything through the lens of like we're building toward the Rock match.
Yeah, I know, but
Theoretically.
I just want to see something out of the
Theoretically.
box. Like everything on Raw and everything on SmackDown, although it's been pretty decent lately, is just so formulaic, and I would just love to see something out of the box. Like I don't give a shit about Solo. I don't want to see him pinning anybody. He
I
can
was
pin
gonna
the
say, it's
unemployment.
because the problem is you don't believe in Solo.
No, yeah, he can pin the unemployment line for all I care. But
Oh no!
Solo's
But-
having as much success as the Evil Run did in New Japan.
oh, God. Yeah, I want something. I'm gonna go with the bloodline here. I know I'm gonna be wrong,
Ooh,
but I'm going with the bloodline.
I respect that.
I don't think it's
I
all
respect
that
it.
wrong, just because like I think either way you have to look at this match as part of, and what John complained about sort of is like part of the holding pattern.
Yeah, but you know what though? If they're going with that video package, and that video package is going to lead to Roman and Cody, you're not going to have Jacob Fatu pinning Roman or Cody. So you know,
Yeah.
Unless
you never know.
dissension and shenanigans.
That's why I'm weird about Jacob Fatu putting any of them because it's like then you have to rush that match and then they
save it.
Fatu can't win that match because they have to get either of those guys to the main event.
Keep him built strong.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a big enough moment for Fatu to stand across the ring from Roman and actually tie up with him for the first time.
Yep.
And that'll be enough for now. Like I said, they're going to have it in that headlock, baby.
The headlock.
I wouldn't mind seeing Jacob Fatu get a pinfall, but I imagine if anything, it's going to be Solo Sikoa that pins one of them because Cody and Roman can't get along.
Sure.
Shenanigans of Ascension.
That's my prediction. The bloodline.
And then Kevin Owens will feel vindicated.
I told you, he's a piece of shit.
You see?
Stunner.
And that's where it happens.
That Solo theme fucking slaps though. I love Solo's theme.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
And that's a decent point too. Like I wouldn't be surprised if they do the thing where like Owens turns heel because he's so frustrated with this whole situation, and then we just keep moving the car, George.
We've got, like you said, Crown Jewel, and then Survivor Series, and then Royal Rumble.
Yep.
So
is there nothing in December?
No, Saturday night's main event.
Yeah, that's that.
That's it.
I guess that counts.
Yeah.
It might this time. They might be treating it like a PLE.
Okay, that's just maybe.
Maybe it's a different regime. They've got different ideas. But we'll see.
Open with the main event.
Open with the main event. Close with another one.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that's WWE Bad Blood. Those are our predictions. I don't know the Taylor Swift song, or I'd sing it. It is getting very late, so I'm gonna let everyone go, and I'm gonna tell you all that I love you. But specifically, if you love me back, please join us. Join us again tonight. TNA Impact post-show rewind.
Hey.
Tomorrow night for WWE SmackDown.
That's us.
That's the post-show rewind. I'll be there.
Yeah.
Saturday, WWE Bad Blood post-show rewind. I don't know who's going to be there, but I will. We also have on Sunday the Weekend Wrestling Roundup with a W from CJ and Tyler. They'll have a new graphic.
Look at that Canadian head.
They're leveling up the weekend.
I don't know if it's a very Canadian head. You also have the 3D podcasts on Sundays. The boys. On Monday, the Raw Post-Show Rewind. And finally on Tuesday, NXT. And next Tuesday as well.
Next week.
You need to get the Chrome logo now.
AEW. Oh, you're right. I have to change this whole shit up. It can't be this yellow shit anymore. Thank goodness. It's an eyesore.
You need to go straight gunmetal, John.
Yeah,
Gunmetal.
Straight Las Vegas Raiders colors, baby.
All right, you trying to speak in Chinese. I know what that stuff means. No, I know.
Really dustus.
Sounds like
they're
the sports ball.
Sports
they throw the puck into the basket.
Sports ball.
So, man, that's our lineup. Check us out. Thank you for joining us. Thank you so much. We'll see you next week.
Yeah.
Have a great day.
Yeah.